Over to you, President.
All right, welcome. It's good to converse and see other people today.
Yeah, we've been holed up for quite some time.
Yes, we've had our heads down, mostly Kevin, but we're grateful for all the work, and everything appears to be back to running smoothly and normal.
Yes,
Thanks.
yes, I can give an update in a little while
Yeah.
when you ask.
Okay.
But
Thanks.
yeah,
Thanks for all your effort.
appreciate it. And
Of
you're
course.
welcome. Thank you.
Of course, of course. All righty. Let's see here.
Welcome, Elaina. Can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
Great. We're just getting started.
Perfect.
Awesome.
The grant. Warihana, would you like to update the team about the meeting that we had earlier this week regarding some grants, more potential grants?
Yes. So this I found 6 grant opportunities. The first one was from the Draper Richards Kaplan Foundation, and they provide 300,000 USD over 3 years for in unrestricted funding, which means we can use it for both capital and operational expenditure. And they support early stage high impact social enterprises globally. Beyond funding, they provide board level support and strategic mentorship for the beneficiary organizations. And why the Northern Health Shield is a perfect fit is that I see the potential for the Northern Health Shield to really scale its nurse-led health model, addressing healthcare access gaps in Northern Ghana. And this is a high impact initiative for rural initiative, which is something that the grant is particular about. So the foundation or the grant is looking for bold, scalable ideas, and I think the Northern Health Shield is exactly that. They accept applications on rolling basis. The second one is from Morgan Stanley, and is the Morgan Stanley Inclusive and Sustainable Ventures Accelerator Program, and they actually support both profit and non-profit organizations. So for the non-profit organizations, which is the category that we fall in, they are going to provide $250,000 grant plus in-kind support, mentorship, investor access, and business scaling impact. Business scaling support. And again, we are applying for this opportunity using the Northern Health Shield. The Northern Health Shield tackles healthcare inequality, and health is one of the areas that they are looking at. And the deadline for this opportunity is March 31st. I think that's the closest one amongst the opportunities that I found. The next one is the IF Social Impact Prize, and they provide up to 100,000 euros in prize funding. So they recognize impactful projects aligned with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, and we identify a number of the SDG goals that the Northern Health Shield fits perfectly with. Some include the SDG 3, which is good health and well-being, SDG 6, clean water, SDG 1, no poverty. There's also women empowerment that we align with, and other SDGs. So
I'm sorry, Warhana, really quick, just for the board to catch them all up, they might not be aware of the SDGs. Could you take a minute to explain what those are and why it's important that we continue to relate to them?
So the SDGs are the Sustainable Development Goals. So basically, this are some metrics or parameters that most organizations are working, that all organizations should be working towards, right? So for each organization, you look at your work and then you relate it to a particular SDG. So we have, let me see how many SDGs are. We have about 15, sorry, we have 8 SDGs.
Yeah.
We have 8 SDGs. So, no, we actually have 17 SDGs. I'm sorry, 17 SDGs.
Okay.
Or 18. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. But
That's okay.
yeah.
And is this put out by the World Health Organization or who? I can't remember, honestly.
No. So this
The SDGs, I think maybe they're UNICEF.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
They are
yeah.
United Nations.
Yeah. So yeah, they are UN. They are put out by
UN.
UN.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the UN basically created these SDGs, which are essentially categories that we can that charitable works fall under or sustainable development works under. And is what Warihana has done is essentially mapped our operations into these SDGs because when you're going for these types of grants, often they want to know which SDGs you're addressing and in what areas. So they say we have funding for SDG 2. And I personally don't know what that is, but whatever it is, that means that if we are in that area, then we're a candidate for funding in that area, in that SDG. And so, yeah, that's great. Thanks for that update, Warhana. I don't know if you have anything more to add, but if not, you can continue.
Yes. So yes, there are actually 17 SDGs, and for that particular opportunity, we align with SDG 1, which is no poverty. By providing the RNs employment, we are ending poverty. Imagine we're able to support a female RN to scale a hub into a viable clinic. They'll be making so much money that they can support their family and even break the cycle of poverty in their family. SDG 3, which is the good health and well-being, that is the entire goal of the hub, the Nordic Health Shield initiative to provide health care for people. Then the clean water and sanitation, which is enforced by the anchor assets that we would be putting at each hub. There's also SDG 8 that we align with, which is decent work and economic growth. So again, by providing employment by providing entrepreneurial opportunities for these female RNs, then we are providing decent work. And when we even get to really enforce the cultural bridge, which is the neem and the moringa items or substitutes, and then we decide to use the community cooperatives, then that is also another form of work that we will be providing people. And then another SDG that we aligned with is reduced inequalities. So women have been marginalized for a long time, and just by prioritizing them as RN leads, we are reducing inequalities. So the Northern Health Shield is a great fit for this opportunity just by looking at the SDGs. The main goal of the funding is just align with some of the SDGs. Yes.
Great.
And then yeah, the next opportunity is yes. So the next one I'm coming, I'll just have them written down. Okay, so yes, the next one is the Zayed Sustainability Prize, and it's actually an opportunity. So you see the EU, sorry, the UAE, the
UAE.
Arab, So one of their leaders is actually the one that this particular opportunity is was set up after. So just emulating his attributes of giving up, scaling, impact, and all of that. And it's a prize amount of $600,000.
Nice.
For the health category winners. So we have winners in health, food, and I think energy, but we align with the health. And there's also a category for student initiatives. So for the health category winners is 600,000 USD. So this is awarded to organizations that are transformative and providing scalable and sustainable solutions globally. Again, why the Northern Health Shield is a perfect fit is because the entire model is to serve underserved regions or communities in the northern part of Ghana. We are adopting the community-driven approach with long-term viability, which is really aligned with this particular prize. The scalable smart grid design makes it suitable for expansion in other regions, even beyond the initial communities that we are going to target. And scalability is one of the things that the prize really looks at. And this particular opportunity, the deadline is 15th June 2026. So yeah, the other opportunity I found, which I later came to discover that it might have closed, is an opportunity from World Food Program. Even though this particular opportunity might have been closed, I found other opportunities on their platform that we could actually pursue. So because it's the World Food Program, all the opportunities are related to food initiatives. So I am looking at us applying for these opportunities for our food giving events in Ghana, in US, and in Mexico. Yes. Then the last one was from the Dory Foundation, and they are providing up to $2 million for NGOs, and they're also providing support for NGOs that are scalable, that are high impacts, and especially addressing problems in underserved communities. And again, the Northern Health Shield was a great fit. They were also looking at initiatives that has an aspect of tech in it. And the Northern Health Shield even looking at the smart grid alone, the use of ERP Next, the use of the 3CX, PBX, and all of that is an integration of tech. I think this is going to be one of a kind initiative in Northern Ghana that is actually integrating a lot of tech in it in an easy way to adopt, right? Because all the tech that we are integrating into the Northern Shield Hub are not very complicated. With just a bit of training, I think the RNs would be able to easily use these tools that we are integrating into the hub.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's really great. Excellent finds, and super excited. I still have the task of bringing up the Notebook LM replacement for you to work on the next round of grants. Now that I have some visibility in the system, I will go ahead and continue to take that action item and let you know just in a couple of days by Friday's meeting whether it's ready or we should go for the Notebook LM.
Okay. Yeah, we have some time because the grant that's the deadline is the closest is March 31st.
Okay.
Which is still about a month away. So yeah, I think we have some time to set up things before we apply.
Okay, great. Great. Yeah, I'll go ahead and let you know on Friday which direction. It took me an extra week, but we're getting there. Excellent. Well, thank you for that awesome work and great job. Really appreciate it.
applying for all of these grants. We don't have RNs and everything like that. But Warihana explained to me, it's like not that you're going to get all of this money at once. There's different deadlines for applications. There are different deadlines for payment out and granting the fund grants and things like that. So I was relieved to hear that because my head, of course, is like, oh,
yeah.
But yeah, so that's good. We're moving ahead, methodically, strategically, and things like that. So that's definitely what we wanted.
Yeah, and I think the more I think the approach that we're going to take is we can apply for a bunch, and then what we get offers on, we can decide to accept or not. And so we will likely accept them because we want to execute. But if there is something that we feel we can't do because of scalability, we'll be in the driver's seat to say not at this point in time. Rather than better to have the pipeline full of offers than not offer. So that's great. Excellent work, Warihana. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And since we are still on grants, I've completed our profile on Benevity.
Great.
It's just like with one last step, which is connecting a bank account for donations.
Can you connect Zephy there, because that's our payment processor? I'd hate to open another one.
So they're actually requesting for a bank account.
So they want like a U.S. bank routing number or something like this?
Any bank account would do. So they want the account number and all those details of just a bank account number. So Zephy wouldn't really work.
Okay, great. Okay, I can I'm trying to think. It probably would be best. Ben, do you think that we should use the Chase account for this, or we should probably instead use the foundation account, correct?
Yeah. So since the Chase account is our main account, I was thinking having that out in that website might not be appropriate. Yes.
So the main account is the main account is the investment account, the Fidelity account.
Okay.
So you're thinking that it might be better to use the Chase account, which doesn't have nearly the assets that the Fidelity account has.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, great. Then I'll go ahead and Warihana, I will get that to you. Were you able to set up Signal yet?
Was I able to set up? I think it has to do with the storage on my phone. So I'll take some time today to delete some things and free up some space so that I can install it.
Okay. Yeah. And then once you get that set up, I will send you the routing number and the routing information through Signal, if that's okay.
Yeah. So what I need is the account name, the account number, the sort code, the SWIFT code, the bank name. I don't know if you also have branches and branch number, or it's just the bank, because Ghana we have different bank branches.
Yeah, so we don't typically, I mean, if it's a U.S. account, we don't typically even provide a SWIFT account, because that tends to be for international. But I will get all that to you via Signal that I can give you, and then we can fill it out and see where we are. And Ben, just so you're aware, we will use that Chase account.
Okay.
Great.
All right. Sounds good.
Chase Bank may have.
Oh, they probably more
numbers, unlike Fidelity.
Right.
They're like
they do a branch.
Yeah. So they may have a branch. You just pick one.
Yeah. Okay, great. I'll get that to you, Warihana. Once you get on Signal, just message me, and then I'll get that information to you.
Okay. Yeah. So one other thing they are requesting for is a verification document that confirms the details that we will be providing. In Ghana, I remember some time ago I was received some payment from MasterCard, and I needed to go to my bank, and then they wrote a letter saying this account number and name belongs to this person, and then they listed the account details, and then it was signed by someone from the bank.
Okay.
I don't know. Is that something you can easily get?
I don't know how easily. I think on the Fidelity site, actually, that is like a check, a letter that you can produce.
Okay.
Like on the website, you can do it on Fidelity, but I haven't tried it on Chase. But I will look for that letter. So you're saying it has to be more than just a statement with the letterhead kind of thing, or does
So
the
it
letter?
has to be.
Does the the
Yes.
statement has the name of the organization, the address, all of that, but you need something
Mm-hmm.
more?
No, I think that works.
Oh, the statement works.
Yeah, I think the statement could work. We could try that and see.
Okay, great. Then I can easily get you one of those as well.
Okay.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you for doing all that. That's great. I look forward to browsing through that site. I'm sure the president will too once we get it linked on our website. It'll be another component that we can browse and look at. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Warihana. The work that she has done on that website is nothing less than remarkable. I mean, it is top-notch, 5-star website.
Thank
And
you.
it's absolutely beautiful, and it conveys our message with ease and in a way that is literally amazing. So if you haven't had a look at our website lately, please take a look and show her some love, because she really did an amazing job on it and continues to.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Kevin. Yes,
yeah.
I'll soon work on the foundation website as well, so that it looks great.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Great, great, very good.
So is that all on grants that you have, Warihana?
Yes, please. But if something comes up, I'll just raise my hand and bring it up.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Thank you.
All right, technical. Let's see, system localization. I don't think we've finalized the 3CX
No,
menu
the
yet.
3CX stuff has not been finalized. I had while I was working yesterday, I worked at adding the module to our Big Happy server, the code, but ran into some problems because, of course, 3CX has taken their code and essentially removed it from the public domain, what they could, and have have put some guidelines around because they want to sell you the hosting service. They don't want you to host it. And so I have some work to do to see how we're going to host that piece of software in particular. But we have spun up, as you can see uh, through the monitors that I created, what services are currently up and available on both the front end and the back end internally. And so I will continue to bring those up. Next on my list is the the Bitwarden, or the vault for our usernames and passwords. Once that's up, then I'll move to the Notebook LM replacement, which is the Olama and the Anywhere LLM. And once those are good, then we'll begin to look at the 3CX install and go from there. But I did play around with it a little bit yesterday in trying to at least get the software installed, but they are trying to push us towards their hosting service. So we'll go ahead and see where that takes us. But regarding the implementation, we now have all of the web. This is just kind of a general overview of what we've accomplished. So we migrated all of our services to the single virtual private server named Big Happy. So, and that's on the service provider Ionis. So that computer in the cloud now runs all of our ERP Next software for not only Give Basic Needs, but also for Loretto. It runs our web our WordPress sites for the foundation, for Give Basic Needs, and then it currently runs our those WordPress instances in what's called a networked environment. So essentially, the idea that I talked with Warihana a little bit about, and some of you may have seen it in the systems and ERP chat, is that we're now able to, just like we'll be able to provide quote unquote bookkeeping as a service for our RN entrepreneurs so that they don't have to deal with bookkeeping. In ERP Next, we'll split them off as independent companies. So it'll be Hub 1, Hub 2, Hub 3, Hub 4. Those will be all companies within ERP so that Ben or somebody that he works with can manage those transactions and provide all the bookkeeping that they need as an entrepreneur. We'll also be able to host their websites. So I talked with Warihana, and the idea is to build essentially a Health Hub web page that will register under either just one.givebasicneeds.org or hub1.givebasicneeds.org, and that will point essentially to a profile page, a very simple WordPress page that doesn't contain much other than like maybe the location, a map, the phone number, a picture of the lead RN, the entrepreneur, the services they provide, those basic things. And by doing that, that will then, the goal is to have essentially that page for the hub all link back to Give Basic Needs. So essentially, like almost the same menus that are above. It's almost, Warihana, it's almost like an iframe, right? Where we put their site in our our um, our content, so that all of the menus are there. If someone wants to learn more about the organization, make a donation, do whatever, if they happen upon a website, hopefully we can make it very simple in that they'll be able to publish and tell people go to 1.givebasicneeds or 5.10. Whatever, or hub 1.givebasicneeds. But the idea is to have our same menus above and have the content for that hub below. So I don't know if we do it with an iframe. Sometimes those get tricky and ugly, but I'm sure Warihana has a solution that you can kind of understand what I want. I don't want it to be like pictures of them at the I don't want Ben to take pictures at the hub and have those distract from our giving events, blog posts. I want Ben to continue to post the blogs and have the blogs visible on their hub site, along with the donate button, along with all of the other menus that are up there. Should we have new projects come out or whatever, people who navigate to those sites will be able to see kind of that boilerplate template of menus, and site looks the same. It's really about just creating a single page or a couple of pages that allow them to be proud of their hub that they are a franchisee of, and have their information. Maybe there's a notice for bulletins, and they can change that periodically via my help or Warihana's, or that, I don't know. But Ben would take the picture of the RN lead. That would be on the site. Maybe some pictures of the hub in particular, but those won't be changing. Those will be like a static. Every hub has 3 pictures kind of thing. Waiting area, RN lead, outside the front, so people can recognize it. Does that kind of make sense, Warihana, or do you agree with that? Because I don't want the hub to become what Give Basic Needs is. I want the hub to be embedded in what Give Basic Needs is, with the direct URL, direct DNS. Does that make sense, Warihana, or do you agree?
Yes, I think I'm getting it, but not quite clear.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. So
maybe
I guess the idea is that at any point in time, if I want them to see our logo, I want them to see our
okay,
donate button, I want to see our giving events, learn more about the
okay,
whole Northern Health Shield
okay,
project, all of those things. So kind of like the same menu, and then maybe it's just one page underneath
mm.
that is their hub page specifically,
Oh, okay,
so that we don't actually build out their own. We're not actually hosting a full blown look at my last event kind of thing. If people want to see events, they should go to Give Basic Needs and see the event. Does that
Okay.
make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah. So that means I can just build a simple landing page for them using
Yeah.
HTML, CSS,
Yeah.
and the menu items. One of the things would be then like a link to the Northern Health Shield page
Mm-hmm.
on the Give Basic Needs website. Then the
Yeah.
donate would also be linked to the Give Basic Needs website.
Yeah.
And then on the web page, we would have the location, the services they provide, picture of the RN, pictures of the hub,
Yeah.
and possibly in future, as they treat people, if they're able to take pictures, or whenever we visit and then we get to meet them treating people and then we take pictures of them in action, we
Yeah.
can add the pictures and the gallery on their landing page.
Yeah, I like that.
And
Yeah, a simple gallery would be good, but not like a whole blog post because
yeah,
we really want if they're happy to write blog content, but if they write
okay,
blog content, we want that on the Give Basic Needs site, not their
yeah,
personal site, hub site.
okay, okay,
So it's kind of
all
that's
right.
why I say it's kind of almost like like you said, just a landing page that's almost
Mm-hmm.
like an iframe to the
Okay,
bigger site. We want to push people to the big site, just like with social
okay.
media. If somebody finds it indexed as Hub 5, we want them to know
Mm.
that we're tied to Give Basic Needs, and we want to push them from the Hub page, splash page, to Give Basic Needs. Just like we want to push Facebook people to Give Basic Needs. So then they see the donate button, they see our other projects.
Okay, all right.
So
And it's
whatever you think,
uh
Ed.
yeah, I mean that's clear. Should it be the same design for all hubs?
I think it
The
should
landing page.
Yeah, I do think it should be templated so that it all looks uniform with our colors, with our
Mm.
logos, our branding. Because while it's Hub 1, it really is just like the phone number will never change because it's going to go to
Okay.
that one phone number, right? So, like, it really is a template, but it's also
Mm.
something that they can tell people to go to if they need information. And that's an easier way for people to get to it. Or it'll also be something that's indexed
Okay.
by the crawlers that should somebody
Mm.
search for, you know, Give Basic Needs Health Hub 5, it might show up as search number 1 in Google.
Okay.
And
All
then
right.
if they go to that splash page, we want them to obviously see that information about Health Hub 5, but we also want
Mm.
everything to point back to Give Basic Needs, where the real blog is, where the real donate button is, where the we don't want them to be able to put a donate button for the hub. If someone makes a
Okay.
donation, it needs to go to Give Basic Needs.
Okay. All right. I understand.
Yeah, that's great. So whatever you think of, I'm sure it'll be brilliant, and we
Mm.
can always change it. But that's great. I just wanted to share that. Perfect.
Yeah, okay. All
And
right.
so we're
Thank you.
getting, yeah, for sure. So we're getting to the point within WordPress where we can build out all of the hubs. So like getting back to like I said, we're going to handle their books. We're also going to handle their splash page, their web service through their own WordPress site that we've
Mm.
templated all in the WordPress admin environment that I've set up because now it's what's called a multi-site environment. So we have the foundation there, we have Give Basic Needs there, and we'll have Hub 1 through 500 there as well. And then
Okay.
the other thing is, so we'll host their website. We'll also handle their supply chain and their ordering as well. So those are the things that will essentially be as a service providing the franchisees so that they can focus on treating people and doing their running their business. So
Okay.
we've now got all that set up. We're working on the execution of the trademark. I think is that was that under mine or not?
Cheating.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the agenda. Okay, I'm done. So that's the technical stuff. It was a big lift, but we're all in a better environment with an upgrade. And as I mentioned to Ben today, I'm looking at doing one more upgrade of ERP next because we're still one major version behind And the problem with these upgrades is that if you get too many major versions behind, you have to do exactly what I did, is you have to start going from major version to major version, and then the further out you get, the more trouble you get into. So my goal is to stay more current on ERP Next and all of the software so that we have easier upgrade paths. Even though we might introduce bugs or find issues, at least we'll be on what the developers are working on, not a 4 revision behind environment that we no longer know how to support or fix. And that'll happen in the staging environment, and the staging environment, as you can see through the monitoring, is down, and that's because there's no reason to have it up. So I will do a clone of production data in the future to the staging environment, do the version 16 upgrade, and then do the migration once everybody agrees that version 16 looks good. And hopefully we'll get the benefits of a more robust ERP system, as well as Ben is looking into being able to integrate those social media links and some workflows possibly to help with his distribution of content, because ERP Next has that capability, but I believe that it was not nearly as robust in version 14 as it is in 15, and it may even be better in 16. So in any case, that's enough on the technical side. It was a big lift, but we made it.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your support, and sorry for the downtime.
No worries. Alrighty, so I'm going to cover the results of last week's meeting with the board voting for Kevin's resignation and Ben's resignation. All that paperwork went through. We had them sign the final document on the 25th as well, and that is all good. Luke and Ben signed it, and yeah, we're all good with that. Everything is ready to go. It's March 1st today, so
Yeah,
we're good.
yeah, and I do want to apologize to those in Ghana who I have not paid. I have been 2 heads down. So I think is what, with everyone's approval here, I'd like to, and I don't know how to proceed, honestly, because we have the auditors telling us we need to split the books. Ben and I haven't had time to do that because the system was down and I was upgrading it. So I don't know if you want to, if the group feels we should wait until the GT bank account is open to pay you for the month of February. I wouldn't expect that because I know you have bills just like I have bills. So I would think that for this month, or I'm sorry, for last month, the month of February, which was a couple days shorter than I anticipated, it is for me to pay you in crypto again when you create those purchase invoices. And then we start with the GT Bank payments and Ben doing the payments for wages in Ghana as expenses in the month of March. That's the way I'd like to proceed. But if everybody feels we should wait for the GT Bank stuff to come up, and then everybody in Ghana, that'll be their first transactions out of GT Bank. I don't know how long the wire will take. Clearly, the money that we're opening it with isn't enough for everyone's wages. So once it's open, there'll need to be a wire. You may be 15 days before you get paid if we wait through the GT Bank model, depending on Salam's update on where we are with the bank account. So maybe we could get an update really quick from Salam.
That's what I'm trying to think of. We have the trademark, the auditor's letter.
Yeah.
That we need to discuss as well.
Yeah, so I think first let's decide, because wages are important. Mm-hmm. Let's check with Salam right now on the GT Bank status and how things are going there.
Okay. With the GT Bank, we haven't made any progress because the board resolution to the bank before they can start processing the account opening has not been signed and given back to me by all the board members.
So
because ERP was down.
Really quick, I want to be clear on that. So Salam, I believe, and Ben and Luke and the president know, I believe that has been signed in Smiley. It maybe just hasn't been given to you, Salam. Is that correct?
I believe so.
A president is going to check right now under contract to see if that's been signed. It's not. Oh yeah.
What is this one?
It's different. It's over here. So
Okay.
it's there, and then it's app.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then it's ERP next. So the user interface to log in is a little bit different. But let's see if this contract is signed, Salam, so we can get it, make sure we get it to you, or we make sure the contracts are good.
Give me a minute.
No problem.
These aren't named.
Okay.
They used to be named.
I can't. I can't do anything about it.
Okay.
Abbie, the president is saying that the contracts that are listed by party name have not come over in the data. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny that. Maybe sort them by most recently signed. Last updated on. It should be this one then, right?
No, that's the winter conference.
Oh, it's.
This is, see, look at the dates. We should have one that's signed on the 25th.
Hey, Ben or Luke, could you both log into Smiley and see if you can find the contract that you signed most recently authorizing Ben to open the bank account at GT Bank or open bank accounts in behalf of Give Basic Needs Ghana while the president continues to look. Apologies if that data party name didn't come over properly. That I had no control. I have no control over that. Sorry, this is a really important topic, so I think we should take a minute and figure out what's going on. How about this? Sort by. No, we.
Contract term.
Let's see, Luke. If you go into your, let's go to Luke's or Ben's workspace, and look at his contracts. And it should be. Is it active?
Here's 226.
Okay.
Submit this. Oh, I just haven't submitted it. Because this is on the 25th.
Is this it? And it's been signed by both?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so the president is submitting it permanently right now. She found it. Now you can do a print. Hopefully. This will come out. Contract terms.
Simple.
Try. Yeah, I don't know if that came across or not, but does it look good?
Maybe 2 pages, right?
I don't care. Does it say it's signed by both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Ben,
Signed.
and where's it say Luke? It doesn't. Because I haven't changed this template. Try the other contract. Oh no. Just clear it out of there. Leave it blank. Click over there. Can you? Backspace. Yeah. Does it show here?
Signy Luke, signy Ben.
Yeah. Go ahead and print this one now.
Okay.
So I'm going to take the action item to change the print template to include the contract second signer, so that when it prints, it goes ahead and shows both signers. As it's not doing that in the standard format. But this Salam should be good for you. And the president will send it over. And then Salam, you should have that contract signed, and you can look at it at when you get a minute after the call and make sure that it's everything you need. Does that sound good, Salam?
Yes.
Great. So Ben and Luke, I think we've got it resolved. Do you agree? Thumbs up, maybe? Yeah, perfect. Okay, and Salam, you're good. So you can keep with the update. So we haven't made any progress on GT Bank because you were missing that document. We were doing the upgrade, so President couldn't sign it or submit it. That's all. That's all done.
I just put it in Discord, Salam, under grants and financials. Sorry for that. Okay.
No, the system was down.
Okay.
Okay, great. And then Salam, can you continue then? Now that you have that, what's your time frame for opening the GT Bank account, and what is your opinion on paying wages in crypto versus waiting for the GT Bank account?
Yes. So with the timeline for opening the accounts, now that we have this document, I believe that by end of the week, by Friday, we should have it set up.
Mm-hmm.
And with regards to payments, I'm open to any option.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so I'm thinking that if it takes you till the end of the week to open, it will be again another week. So I'm thinking payment couldn't happen until the 15th of March from GT Bank at the earliest. So Salam said he's open. Ben, can you comment on whether you want to be paid in, it doesn't matter to me, in crypto, or you want to wait for the GT Bank?
I would prefer to be paid in crypto
Okay.
for the month as needed. Yeah.
Okay, so that decides it for everybody. So Ben, if you could, um, if Ben, Warihana, and Salam could all submit purchase invoices for your hours, Ben will get those ready, and I'll get that transferred to each of you in crypto one last time as we wait for the GT Bank to come up. Warihana, are you okay with that? Great. And Salam, you're good?
Yes.
Okay, great. And Ben, you're good. Great. Okay, so is what we'll do is we'll proceed with the crypto payments for February wages for the Ghana team. Okay.
Perfect.
Sorry, I had to get that cleared out.
No, that was good. So now we should discuss the letter from the audit firm.
The letter from the audit firm. Yeah. So Salam, thanks for sharing that letter. Sorry it took me a minute to get back to it. I did get back to it today. I don't know if you've seen my response. Ah, you have? Okay. And Warahana, you agreed with it and liked it. Ben, have you reviewed it yet? Okay. And Ben, with regards to the account, the company split, that's what we talked about doing. We just needed to wait for ERP Next to be more stable and updated. And so I don't see anything holding us up from doing that. It's just that there'll be no transactions now until after, I'm assuming until April 1st for us to provide to the auditors. There'll only literally be one, if we, the first transactions that will probably come out of GT Bank will be wages in the month of April. And so, Salam, are you good with the letter and moving it forward, knowing that it'll be a couple of months before we have any numbers to give to them?
Yes, but I think that they are requesting for our transactions for the relative to Ghana for the past 3 years
Oh.
for this particular audit. So we don't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily have to wait for transactions that may take place in Ghana. I think your response indicating that the separation has been done and the intercompany agreement is enough to give them the clarity.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we can just go back, I think I can find some of the receipts or invoices because in the past we used to submit um, event. I've forgotten the name. After each project, we used to
Oh, so
there was
submit
a
a summary or whatever. But here's the
yes.
problems. Here's the problem with that, Salam, is that so each and Ben, you can correct me if this is wrong, based on your knowledge within Smiley, is that each purchase invoice and each payment is tied to a company, and you cannot change the company on a payment or a purchase invoice or a sales invoice without completely canceling it and re-entering it, which will mess with our US financials, numbers that we've submitted. So that's why I stated that we essentially can't provide it any information beyond what we've given historically. We can only start doing it now that we're ready to split the companies and create the bank accounts and all of that. So I would be, please do not provide any information to them regarding the past transactions, because then they'll expect them in our ledger. And if they expect them in our ledger, they'll not be there because they're under the company, which is going to be renamed Calusi Family Foundation. So we have to start essentially clean. So for example, if we take the truck purchase, 50,000 or whatever the number was, let's just call it 50. That payment was made by the Calusi Family Foundation via crypto. There's no getting around it. There's no changing it. It didn't touch the GT Bank. It never will. So we have to start from essentially March 1st, which is today, once the companies are split, and say, now we're going to track transactions. So we'll have no historical information for them. And I don't know the impact on Warihana and the grants or any of this. Ben, I'm going to start with you. Can you correct me if I'm wrong? There's no way that we can change those, because to change the company means to delete them, which will invalidate all the US financials. Do you agree with that?
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
Okay.
it will require that we look for all purchase invoices that came through to support the projects in Ghana,
Mm-hmm.
cancel them and reassign them to the Ghanaian company, which would be nearly impossible to do. But I
Yeah.
think with Salam's point was we manually sorting out, but I think you've answered that maybe we cannot go that direction. We
No.
manually sorting out to determine the purchase invoices that came to Ghana and be able to provide that to them.
Yeah, because if we do the manual, then they'll say, oh, well, where's the deposit for the truck in the GT Bank? And we'll say, no, it didn't go that way. It went through the Gemini account, which is owned by the Calusi Family Foundation, and it went in crypto. So there's no way, like the transactions that are in Smiley as of today are committed to the Calusi Family Foundation and cannot be split off. Does everybody understand that? Because our books on the US side will never match, and our CPA will then say, well, you spent $50,000. Where did it come from? So there's no way to untangle these funds until the bank account is open and funds are actually spent from it. So I don't know what this means for the audit. Do you agree with that, Ben? One more time before we move to Salam and Warihana?
Yes, I agree, and I get the angle you're coming from.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. And so now let's ask Salam. Do you understand? And
You're gonna ask Warihana.
or Warihana. Let's ask Warihana first. What are your thoughts on this? Do you understand and agree? And what does it mean for the impact on the grants?
Yeah, I understand you. But that also means that we would not be able to complete the audits on Give Basic Needs Ghana, which is what the auditors were suggesting.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't know if I got them correctly, but um, they wanted an acceleration of the Ghana expenditure,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll prepare a corresponding statements for that, and those statements will be audited.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, but if that will not be possible, that means I don't know, we will not be able to go ahead with the audit for the Ghana office. And I think the reason why we wanted to separate and audit just expenditure for Ghana is so that we could take out the investment aspect, which is resulting in the huge revenues or the huge incomes that the foundation holds.
Yeah.
Which is something that maybe grantors may feel like we have enough money already.
Mm-hmm.
But then if the audit is specific to just Ghana, then expenditure and then whatever money we decide to now put in the GT bank will become our closing balance, which will not be that much.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, yet still, one other important point that the auditors raised is with regards to GRA, the Ghana Revenue Authority. Those guys are usually very hungry and always on the lookout for the next corporate. If we have books specific for Ghana, there will not be much income that would get their attention. But right now, with the monies that are associated with the Kolusi Family Foundation, I don't know how GRA and all those regulatory bodies will look at it. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
think.
I don't know. Have I said anything?
Yeah, no,
I've just
that's
been
helpful.
about the
That's
road.
helpful for sure because I think is what
Okay.
we're at right now is we're at a point where everybody knows what we need to do,
Yeah.
but we all recognize now the problem, which is that we don't have 3 years worth of records to be audited.
Okay.
Technically, the Ghana, technically the Ghana NGO was established, hasn't even opened a bank account yet. So there's nothing to audit, right? And so we either treat the Ghana NGO as we haven't opened a bank account yet, or we try to go forward. Can somebody bring up? I put in a response to Salam's email message in Discord. Yeah, this one. I brought up. I wrote a internal and external document on how the website disclaimer should actually read. And I'm going to ask the president to go ahead and read that section just so that it's crystal clear to everybody as to how we might be able to proceed. And Warihana or Salam or Ben, this may help you or the Ghana auditing or someone figure out how to proceed. So, go ahead.
Give Basic Needs is a global humanitarian initiative of the Kolusi Family Foundation, a U.S. 501c3 private operating foundation, EIN, blah, blah, blah. In West Africa, regional operations are executed by Give Basic Needs, Ghana LBG, an independent registered Ghanaian international NGO operating under an exclusive trademark and service license. Together, we are dedicated to reducing human suffering and amplifying global happiness through the direct provision of food, shelter, and medical services under our guiding motto, Small Acts, Big Happy. Why this works. It gives Salam, the Ghanaian international NGO, keyword he needs for grantors, but legally defines them as a licensee and executor protecting the U.S. Foundation.
Okay, so with that being said, if you look at the snapshot of where we are right now in this point in time on March 1st, essentially we've established the NGO in Ghana called Give Basic Needs with the license term. We've signed the intercompany agreement. Everything is good. We haven't opened a bank account and we want to apply for grants and we need an audit of nothing essentially. So my question to everybody is, and specifically Warihana, Salam, and Ben, after hearing that disclaimer that's going to go at the bottom of the website and knowing where we are on March 1st, how should we proceed? And I'll go back to Salam, I guess, to hear your thoughts.
You mean how do we proceed? Still on the audit, right?
I mean, how do, yeah. So we're going to proceed in the way that's defined that the president just read. But the question is, what does that mean to auditing and what does that mean to grants from your perspective? Or do you not have one and we should just send that to them and say, we're brand new in Ghana. We've just created our license. There's literally nothing to audit. I don't know what to do other than to say that.
Okay, so I think what the president read for me is the true status we are now, which is okay and defines our position for auditors and other regulatory bodies.
Mm-hmm.
But with regard to the audits, I think what the auditors want is that in the financial statements you've provided,
Mm-hmm.
in the figures we gave them, there are um, cost items expended in Ghana, and so they could just look at those um, figures that are in Ghana, assuming and knowing very well that we didn't have an account, established bank account at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and all transactions were through crypto.
Mm-hmm.
And so they will pick up these figures, now re-prepare a complete financial statement, and then now certify that for us as our audited financial statements. So the situation of we generating purchases invoices for them only arises when they want to verify those expenses. And given that this advice is coming from them, I'm not sure they will go to that extent. But even with that, pre ERP next, we used to have post event logs,
Yeah.
and the post event logs were sent after every event, capturing all costs incurred to the president. So I think I just checked in my email and I can see quite a number of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So these are evidence of expenses. They asked us the number of borehole, the number of events we've done in Ghana so far, and we mentioned to them. We've also mentioned the number of boreholes we've done, refurbished some, and then those we drilled. And so we can provide them these numbers to prepare the audits for the purposes of the grant for which reason we started the audit. Because I am assuming that if we are to wait till we've incurred maybe expenses, for instance, starting from March, we now we have a vehicle, we are about to set up health hubs, and those expenditures has to take place before they can run an audit for us. That will be in a year. So what happens in a situation where in a grant application, if my memory sets me right, Warihana mentioned that at some stages they ask you to submit your audited reports
Mm-hmm.
or statements. So when that arrives next month or in June or July, what are we providing?
Nothing. Yeah.
So I think that if with the split, we can still trace purchase invoices sitting on Kolosi Family Foundation. That was for Ghana. We can just take those figures. We don't need to change them or download and reassign them because we've provided them a response indicating that we now have an intercompany agreement that separates our activities henceforth and that separates our ERP as well. So the auditors should expect, and I think this is common logic, that our ERP is new and will not have those historical data, but we
Mm-hmm.
can provide them. We can even provide some local invoices that we took from some suppliers.
Mm-hmm.
That is if
So
they want to go that deep.
yeah, is what I'm wondering, and Ben, you could answer this, is does every blog post, those are excellent points. So I've got a question for Ben though. Ben, do all of our blog posts have dollar amounts associated with them? Because we could simply sum up all the blog posts. We've done a blog post for every giving event from day one. So we could potentially, if those numbers are in the blog post, reference all of those blog posts and do some calculations based on the year that they took place, and that could serve as proof of our execution in Ghana. Is that true, Ben? That those dollar amounts are on those posts?
Yes, on our blog post, we have the amount spent at the
Uh-huh.
bottom of each post.
Okay. So, Salam, would that suffice if we just said, because if we get too deep into the details of you showing like transportation expenses, borehole drilling expenses, engineering expense, etc., then it looks as though we actually have a purchase invoice. So it's better that we keep it at a higher level. Can we just reference the blog post that shows the event that we've done with the video and the photos and say this is how much we spent in Ghana on this year?
Yes, so I think if we can just get from the blog post, if we can get each event and then the associated cost
Mm-hmm.
for executing the event. I think there are standard formulas when it comes to preparation of financial accounts as to how much in the event that you are supposed to apply some ratios to get which figure goes into certain expenditure items.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're able to provide the figures, as you said, the auditors will be able to apply these rules to prepare the accounts for us.
And then you're going to make it clear, we're going to make it clear with them that essentially we will not have a profit and loss statement from ERP Next until this time next year. Essentially, I mean, we have no transactions, no accounts even.
Yes, so for this year, we do not um, usually the audit is always carried out at the end of our financial year. So given that given that we are starting um, this month, I am assuming that our financial year for Ghana would end in March 2027.
Mm-hmm.
So beyond then, we can have audit statements for this year.
Okay, so then Salam, Salam and Ben, do you want to take this task of gathering the numbers from the blog post, or do one of you want to take it, or who takes the action item to essentially sum up the blog post by year for Ghana?
Okay, I think I can do that. Then
Okay.
give those figures to Salam. Yeah.
Okay, great. So Ben, if you're going to do it, then is what I would request, since you're going to be doing it, is to create a very simple, like, 2-column spreadsheet,
Okay.
one that has like the amount. Well, I'm sorry, let's do a 3. So it would be like project ID or project number as column 1, the amount, the date, and then the link to the blog, because that should be that proves everything that we've done. They can click on the blog if they want to see the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
They can see the numbers that have been on our website since that was posted. So maybe it's a 4-column spreadsheet. The ID so that we can reference it internally. 2, the date. 3,
Yeah.
the amount. 3, the amount, and 4, the link.
Link to block. Yeah.
And that should be all that we need to prove our operations for the last 3 years in Ghana. Salam, would you agree with that? Okay, great.
Perfect.
So,
Yeah. I
so,
think
so,
this is a great way to go.
okay, yeah, because if we keep it more general like that, then we won't say that we've had X number of dollars in transportation and we could just be very more general is better at this point because we don't have it under the specific company in ERP Next. And this is a good way to go. Yeah. And Warihana, you agree as well? Great. Okay. So I think Salam, do you, last question for Salam. Salam, do you want me to edit the letter that I wrote to say that we're going to reference our blog posts and things, or do you want to share what I wrote with them, or what do you want me to do regarding the letter and the response? Anything?
No, I think I want you to just add in the letter that we'll provide them uh, data locally regarding our past operations in Ghana for the past 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and just leave it at that.
Do you want me to say that that they're coming from the blog post, or and not ERP Next, or is that too
Yeah,
specific?
no, I think that's too specific. We can just leave it at that. When we prepare the data, then we would, because I actually had a lot of conversations with the branch manager. They understand that I made them, and so one of the questions they asked was our financials indicates that we've been operating for the past 3 years, but our registration documents indicate that we were registered September last year.
Uh-huh.
And so I made them understood that yes, we were operating for the past 3 years, but as a local organization.
Right.
And as at the time, we didn't have a central system like we have the ERP now,
Uh-huh.
because we were local and we're just receiving funds directly through crypto.
Uh-huh.
And the Ghana organization does not hold any form of investment. And
Right.
one critical distinction I want to make, and which they also made clearly, you can see in the letter, is that in Ghana, um, while in the US, foundations are exempted from some taxes or some level to an extent when it comes to taxes, but can hold investments. In Ghana, limited by guarantee companies, that's non-profits,
Mm-hmm.
are not supposed to engage in investments. However, you may decide to engage in an investment, but at a point where you do that, that particular activity will be treated purely as commercial. And
Mm-hmm.
all commercial laws with regards to taxes, compliance, etc., will be applied.
Right.
So that's why they just had to make that very clear to us. And the global community of grant institutions and individuals who have been making grants to countries like Ghana perfectly understand the non-profit regime operating here. So when they see on your accounts as a non-profit from Ghana and you have some of these things stated, then they begin to question. They begin to think that maybe you are just looking for their money to go and make money on it, go and invest
Mm-hmm.
or run something else. So
Right.
that is why they had to make that strong caution to us. And also, with regards to GRA, we came to an understanding that this particular audit is exclusively just for grant purposes. We'll
Uh-huh.
begin we'll begin filing with GRA starting from the end of our new financial year. So while the caution that should GRA get hold of the financial statements, we would have to pay huge taxes. The reason being that in instances where your grant application gets to a point where the grant institution is um, about to make transfers to you, they may request for your tax clearance certificate.
Mm-hmm.
And in providing or in generating your tax clearance certificate, if you have any obligations or debt at the GRA, you will not get those certificates. And sometimes when you are hesitant to provide them, if the grant institution has a lead in the country, they may contact GRA to do diligence about your organization. And that is where GRA may get hold of your financial statements. Though this is um, highly unlikely, but there are instances it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And the auditors said they've had instances like that where GRA had to call them in to come and defend their clients. So I think the separation is,
I think that's all really good. I'm going to take that action item to change the letter in that way. The one thing that I
yeah,
want to be clear, and I think everybody needs to be clear, is what the president essentially read is that the Clusi Family Foundation is a 501c3 in the US under those regulations. We've now opened essentially a new organization in Ghana that we've licensed the Give Basic Needs brand to. So essentially, they are two different organizations. One has investments, one does not. One has financials for the last 3 years, 4 years, one does not. So the key is that we have just licensed Give Basic Needs Ghana to do our operations. And that's why we're starting from today. All previous operations have been done, quote unquote, locally as a registered NGO in Ghana. And that is what's changed. So we're now licensing the brand and the name to Give Basic Needs Ghana. And that's how we should approach anyone who issues a request for our financials, is that we have not even started any operations in Ghana as an international NGO. We've been a local NGO up until this point. Does that make sense, Salam? Did I get that right? Great. And Warihana, you agree? Great. And Ben, how about you? Great. Okay. So I think I know how I need to change the letter. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Salam. Do you have more on that, or are we good? Okay,
I'm
we're
good.
good. Okay, good. Good. So I'll create the next letter and we'll revise it again, et cetera, et cetera. And I think it's important for Warihana to make that change when you can, honestly, as soon as you can, to the website so that it's clear that we are now licensing Give Basic Needs Ghana the use of our name for the first time, essentially. Great. Thank you for that.
Excellent. Very
Sorry
good.
for that's really important information that we had to cover.
No, it's good.
Great discussion.
Yeah, definitely. It's wonderful. I don't have anything else on my agenda. Do you have anything?
No, that's definitely enough.
That's enough. Yes.
Yeah.
Elaina, how about you?
Nope, I'm all good.
Okay, thanks for being here, Elaina, and listening in and keeping us on track.
Of course.
We appreciate you.
Yes. Danny, how about you?
Nope.
Okay, excellent.
Thanks as well for being here, Danny. We appreciate you.
Luke?
Nope.
Okay.
Luke, you're doing a great job as secretary. We're proud of you. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
How about you, Ben?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Great.
Awesome.
Ben, you're doing an outstanding job. We appreciate you.
And we'll meet with you in a few hours for some account balancing.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Salam, how about you?
No, I don't have anything else.
Very good.
You're doing an excellent job, Salam. We couldn't do this without you. Thanks for all of your hard work. We appreciate you.
Definitely. Warihana, how about you?
No, all good here.
Excellent.
Hey, outstanding
All
work,
right.
Warihana. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Definitely. We appreciate all of your time and effort, everyone. Thank you so much. And we will
Thank
see you
you.
next week.
Yeah, have a great rest of your day, whatever time it might be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bye-bye.